Okay, my name's Zakashi, guys, and in this video here we are going to be making a tier list of the top 10 units in Dragon Ball Legends now that Ultra Goku Black has released. Like, look at this guy. Doesn't he look good, man? Doesn't he look good? Everyone loves him, right? Alright, cool. So we're going to be making this tier list, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with the units that I'm considering. So these are units that we're actually only going to discuss about. So if they don't even make it to considering, they're not going to make it even in the top 10. There's no way. And because there's so many units, I feel like that's the best way to do it. So we just start thinking from a smaller pool. Then from there, we'll start dragging people from the God tier going downwards from 1 to 10. And I'll give my reasonings along the way. So hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this video, man. If you haven't already, make sure to press that subscribe button, man. We're on this grind to 50,000 subscribers. We recently hit 40,000 subscribers. So anybody watching this video, hey, you're joining a W community, man. Zinobi's going up. We're gonna hit 50k hopefully by the anniversary. That would be a big push, but hey, we make it happen, bro. If you press that red button, we can make it happen. So yeah, let's actually get into this tier list now. Hit you guys with a little clickbait before I said we're gonna get into this video. I gotta shout out my boy Dingy, because he's the one that actually makes the tier list. If you watch every content creator that you watch that makes Dragon Ball Legends content that makes the tier list, he makes the tier list. So you see this beautiful thing of all these units with all the images. He's the one that makes it. So go ahead and follow him on Twitter, because he deserves that, man. Dingy_YT, DNGEE_YT. Give him that follow over here and show him some support. Now let's actually get into the tier list now. So I'm just gonna glide through all of the units, right? And I'm just gonna drag them into considering effective immediately if they have some sort of presence in the meta. Even if it's the slightest, I'll drag them in. So you can see we're doing stuff now. We're moving. Okay. We're not moving. I think that whole top row is clear. Like, nobody in the top row is relevant. Rose, we can drag him up. We're still moving. SSBE, definitely move him up. I think the middle row is cleared. Yeah, we clear on the middle row. Third row, you know what? I'll just move the ultras up because they're ultras. Like, not even because they're necessarily relevant, because they're ultras. God Key, so I'll just move Whis up. The tag droids, I guess so. Let's keep it gliding, Am I missing anybody? The ultras. I think that's it. Oh, I've seen people talking about Kula. Broly, ultras. I think that's it. I think that's everybody that we're gonna mention. I think I'll drag MUI just to make one person happy. Probably someone saw him and was like, oh, Zach, how can you not move up MUI? But yeah, cool. I feel like everybody here at the bottom now is just irrelevant. They're just irrelevant. You're not going to see them pass BR like 60, and even in the top 3,000 below or up, you're not going to see them. But I am a top 1,000 player, top 100 right now, 29 times godly. Gotta flex. But yeah, I think that's everybody. I haven't missed anybody, but even if I have, I'll just go back to them later. So we're gonna be deciding off of these guys here. Alright, so cool. We're gonna go into this top 10 unit list, and I feel like we should start in the God tiers. So I already know who my top 3 are, and I'm gonna move them quickly and just explain what my thinking is. So I got Ultra Gold Gia Blue as number 1. I've got Rose as number 2, and I've actually got Hit at number 3. I feel like this is like a common understood ground of who would be number 3. Now, do I want to put Hit in God tier, or do I want to move him down? I think you could actually argue that Hit could be on the same grounds as these two, just because if you land his time skip with most people's stars, most people don't have Hit high stars, but when you do run into the odd high star Hit, it's tough. It's actually tough. You don't see him a lot, but I feel like that's just because he slept on. And I had to actually think about this, because I'd be tripping on Hit, I'm not gonna lie. I don't be respecting him, because you know why? I feel like he's kind of like Master Roshi. Now this might be crazy disrespect, and I'm not moving Master Roshi. I already know in my head that Master Roshi's not making the top 10. But with Master Roshi, if you miss his ultimate where he's able to seal you, it doesn't matter from that point. He's just a regular unit. He's better than most units, of course, because he does do damage. He is very new. He fits on Universe Rep. He does have good equips, according to Universe Rep. Decent equips anyways. But outside of that, he's just a regular unit. But the difference between him and Hit's time skip can fill again. So that's dope. Even though it does take a long time, you can refill it for his green card. So the only difference between these two, if Hit was a one-time pony, one-trick pony, and it only happened once, I don't think I'd even put Hit in my top 6. Really and truly, he wouldn't even make my top 6. But because it can refill, he has ways of getting cover nullification, he can nullify your endurance, and I think it lasts for like 10 timer counts. In the time skip, he can take out your endurance, which is dope as well, especially with the likes of like 17 around. He's actually quite valuable, and these 3 ultras, yeah, these 2 work very well together on that powerful opponent lineup. It would be red, green, and blue because of the Zamasu as well. So I feel like naturally, I'm going to keep these 3 on the top 3. Now I'm going to move Roshi back down and explain my argument for Rose and Ultra Gogeta Blue. Now, if you guys haven't seen, I made a tweet literally separating what I think about both ultras. I've also made a lot of tweets actually just giving my opinion generally speaking, and I stand on the ground that Ultra Gogeta Blue is better than Rose. Now, how I see it is that they're actually neck and neck, but there's one big thing. If you put Rose number 1, I'd understand, but the reason why I completely disagree with that, because there's one big thing that Ultra Gogeta Blue has over Rose, and that big thing is the fact that this guy is just a safer option. The defenses, he heals quite a bit more, especially because of his gauge, and the final thing, his gauge, it's just better. It's faster than this guy's gauge. This guy's gauge takes a millennium. There's so many times, yeah, where I really want to restore my Vanish, and people like to hype up the fact that his Vanish restore is infinite. Yes, it is infinite, but how many times are you going to actually get that off? Let's be honest. And to get it off in the right scenario, when you're most likely running a team where it's very strike based, if you're running him on powerful opponent, Hit and Zamasu, lots of strike cards all the way through. So in that case, you might just use the strike cards naturally, not even considering the Vanish depth. It's not on a like outside card where you wouldn't naturally play it. It's very likely that you just use the strike cards and not utilize the Vanish restore. Whereas, let's say with UGB with his green cards, it's much easier to just get your Vanish up because you can just press the green card. You're not going to press the green card unless you're really thinking about it. But with strike cards, you have to attack. You don't have a choice. You could have a full deck of strike cards. So in my opinion, I got UGB over there. Besides from that, I feel like it's another big thing that Rose is green. If he was a different color, and I know it's dumb to argue that, oh, because of color, this person's worse than this person, right? Really and truly, his color does shaft him because he becomes a victim to literally the unit that was the best in the game. Not saying that this guy cannot overpower this guy, but really and truly the color advantage does give UGB that edge, especially when you consider the meta, not going to lie. With those reasons there, they're undeniable that UGB is a safer option. If you lose priority with Rose, you're just going to get wrecked in most cases. Unless you got a very high Rose, then in that case, you might have a bit more of a chance to survive because of your defenses. But really and truly, there's nothing to save you besides a cover change when you're using Rose if you're fighting a purple. But no matter who's hitting UGB, he's got his gauge that's going to feel and break your combo. And then when he actually activates his counter, that's another thing that can be a free blue card or ultimate. You hear what I'm saying? So in most scenarios, UGB is just a safer option. He's going to do more for you, but I'm not going to say that Rose cannot overpower UGB. It's a lot closer than people make it out, but there's a few reasons why I'd easily put UGB over Rose. And Rose doesn't have that argument for me. His gauge is too slow. Maybe if his gauge was faster, maybe if it was a different color, but all of that doesn't matter because it's not the case. So that's my top 3 there. Next, we're going to move on to the Z tiers. Now, it's a bit techie. It's a bit techie here. But the next 2, I'm going to move up, right? No, I'm going to move up 3. I feel like these 3 are going to have a debate. So I'm going to move up Zamasu. I'm going to move up Beast Gohan. And I'm going to move up 17. Now, these blues here. These blues here. These blues here. This is a triple blue lineup. And in reality, I feel like it's a debate on how you look at their value. I feel like Beast Gohan's value has only dropped not because he's any worse than he used to be. It's simply because there are more oppressive units in the meta. Hit's value's gone up with powerful opponent. Rose is an offensive menace. He's easily the hardest hitting unit in the game in my opinion. And UGB is UGB, I don't need to explain that. Beast isn't any worse. If you run him on your hybrid Saiyan team, you can still give him the Zenkai buffs, he's still amazing. But do you really need to use Beast Gohan when there's this boosted unit? I think Hit is still boosted, and UGB, like I say, he's a safe option. So, these 3 here, I feel like it's a big interchangeable. However you want to put him, it's cool. Like, I feel like if you want to put Beast here and there's a master like this, it's cool. If you want to put 17 first and then Beast next, that's cool. If you want to put Zamasu first that's cool. These 3 blues, it just really depends on what team you run. These 2 add value to their team because of endurance and what they had to their team. For example, combo breaking, the general utility he has in his kit is overall insane, that you can't rush and whatnot. But Beast Gohan is so oppressive, and if you wanted to pick him, he can still do what you need him to do. You could even argue that Beast Gohan is a lot more consistent than Hit, really and truly. Also with the color thing, Hit is like a very vulnerable unit with these 3 powerful reds. So if you want to also like say that Hit is better than Hit, is worse than Beast Gohan, I could hear that. But I'd understand it. But I'm saying Hit definitely has more value because of the powerful opponent team with Rose. You'd have to be using a leader slot team with Rose to use him with Beast, and that doesn't synergize well, let's be honest. So that's why I've got these 3 on God tier. These 2 work too well together, and then these 3 could be interchangeable. But if I'm going to give you the order that I'd like, I feel like I use Zamasu way more than I use Beast Gohan, and I feel like 17 is way more annoying to fight, even though I've seen him like go into the Shadow Realm. I haven't seen 17 in a while, and when I do see him, he feels like he's not as strong anymore. I don't know, man. He's just really a utility unit. So I might even just do this. But I could understand if you did this as well. But these 3 definitely in whatever order. I feel like I'm going to keep it like this because I still know that Beast Gohan can still be so consistent. But these 3 could be any order, whatever you believe in. Cool. Now we got to head in. So we're top 6 done. We got to head into the last 4. And this is where it gets a bit techy. So I feel like the GT merchants get brought up. Because even when nowadays they get brought, like, it's tough. But I'm gonna do the top 4. I think also I want to bring up SSBE. I've been seeing Pan a lot, Odd Trunks and Vegeta, and Future Gohan. These units down here, they're not on the team. I don't see any of these units being better than these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what I'll do, I'll move them down like this. No, sorry. I'll move them down like this. And then I'll pick at straws from who I think is most valuable. Now, when SSBE first Zenkai'd, people really saw the light. He's amazing, but he's blast based, so he can only be run on a particular team. But ever since Rose has come out, there's been very little reason to use this guy. Maybe because, I don't know, people have been running Hit on powerful opponent. So if you run a double yellow setup like people like to do with these 2, you actually get put in the mud. So it's a bit sticky, I'm not going to lie. It's a bit sticky, I'm not going to lie. I saw SSBE a lot right before Rose dropped. But then ever since Rose dropped, it's like he's gone into hiding. I do see him now and then, but his popularity has really dropped. But his value is still there. I just feel like because he's blast based, he gets the short end of the stick. I might be inclined to put the GT lot like right ahead, simply because these units here as God Key, like, it's just not as valuable as how solid GT is. Would I take a yellow blue over GT as a whole? No. Would I take a yellow blue over Son Family? Not really. I don't really see a lot of value in Trunks and Vegeta, but I feel like every time I do fight a Trunks and Vegeta, it's always a good one. And it's scary. You know, the blast armor is always scary. You can't blast armor Trunks and Vegeta. They will take half your health just like that. Especially if you're using UGB. Boy, is it scary. And with Vegeta, if you're using Hit, he doesn't, I don't think he has blast armor. But it's still like very techy if you use like an ultimate or something. So yeah, I think I'll stick with the GT guys, and I'm putting 4Q above because I feel like he's more valuable to GT since the tag 4s are off boost. Even though tag 4s are very good, I feel like 4Q just has more general value with buffing the team. But I could easily see you going either way. Doesn't really matter there for me. I'm just trying to decide how I'm gonna finish this list. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 8. I'll put Pan up. Future Gohan's SSB. It's one of these guys. I've been seeing Pan a lot. Pan has gone nowhere. I feel like her value has gone up because people want to really buff teams. Like, people have substituted GT and put Pan on leader with these 2 units. Like, it's insane. Pan's stocks have gone up and they dropped. It's like they went down, they came back up because she's had consistent support. But I think I might be stretching it, man. I think I'm gonna put SSBE in, and I might put him above these 2. I feel like I'm more likely to see SSBE than these 2, and then I'll leave Pan at the end. Let's look at his top 10. Is it insane? Maybe. These yellows here, I don't know. But I also don't think that Trunks and Vegeta are not far off SSBE. If anything, they're actually neck and neck. If anything, they might even be better because they have the tag switch function. But off main ability, this guy here can just like not be cover changed. Oh, it's stressing me out, man. It is stressing me out. And every Trunks and Vegeta I found, yeah, hurts. It really hurts. Alright, what I'm gonna do, because I have these, I can't ignore the fact that these two are as valuable as each other, but I'm always taking SSBE over Trunks and Vegeta. I'd keep these two here, keep these two here, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make a new section. I'd understand if they was top 10. Because I don't want to say they're Z tier but not top 10, but I'm not putting them in my top 10, but I'd understand. I don't think any of these guys here would make a top 10. Review wise, just let that guy die. We've got to let that guy die. And I think what I'm gonna do just to finalize it, I'm gonna move these guys down so like they can just like not cover up, and I just have the 3, you know, safe. Delete this, delete that row, and we'll leave it like this. So at number 1, we've got Ultra Gogeta Blue. Number 2, we got Rose. Number 3, we got Hit. Number 4, we got Zamasu. Number 5, we got Beast Gohan. Number 6, we got 17. But 4, 5, and 6 are interchangeable, so you can put them in any order that you'd like, and I'd be fine with it. Number 7, we got SSBE. Number 8, we got Trunks and Vegeta. 9 and 10, we got the GT boys, but 4Q better than the Tag 4s. And then on the end, I've actually got Pan, because I've been seeing her a lot. Her value has just been so consistent with how people use her as a support. And then Future Gohan is actually there as well. Even though I don't see him as much, some people just pick him as a safety option. A real safety option. But yeah, that's my top 10 list. Yeah, man, hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Let me know what you guys think about my top 10 list. What would you change? What would you agree? What would you have in your list? I think the list is cool. The interchangeables with the triple blues, I feel like they're so solid. You could put them in any order and I'd be fine with it. But the rest I pretty much solidified and gave my reasonings. So, did I just cut myself? Damn. But yeah, man. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you haven't already, make sure to press the subscribe button. We're on this grind to 50,000 subscribers. All my social media is on the bottom of the screen, so you know what to do, man. 50,000 subscribers, hopefully by the anniversary. But yeah, press the subscribe button just to end off one more time. My name is Zakashi, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one, man.